This is a brief introduction to the practice of Vipassana, or insight meditation. Though it is a brief overview, it will provide you with the essentials and should be sufficient to gain a broad enough understanding to be able to practice meditation properly and effectively. Vipassana is literally translated as seeing clearly. What we mean by seeing is seeing with the mind's eye, not the physical eye. With objects in the world, if you clearly see something, you will know what you are looking at. If you look at a person's face, due to the comprehension of the details, you will easily understand which person you are looking at, and you will be able to easily name that person. Likewise, in watching with the mind's eye, and supported with concentration, we develop our ability to see mental phenomena clearly and distinctly. Although we start with the sitting posture, it is possible to watch and pay attention in various postures while we are sitting, lying down, walking, or standing. Thus, Vipassana practice is our mental work. One can do it in any posture. For healthy people, we are teaching here sitting and walking meditation. Standing meditation demands considerable amount of energy, while lying down meditation is likely to bring the yogi to fall to sleep. Hence, we do not cover standing and lying meditation here. Instead, we focus initially on the sitting and walking meditation. However, it is important to remember that meditation is not only meant for sitting. Some people may think that when they walk or move about in general activities, it is not necessary to note or pay careful attention. Actually, in meditation, it is more relevant to say that our effort should be made to watch and pay attention in all postures than simply in sitting alone. As I mentioned earlier, it is about watching and noting with the mind's eye physical actions such as moving our hands, legs, opening and closing our eyes, and any other movements you make. One will need to pay attention closely with one's mind's eye to all these movements. As we start to pay closer attention to our experience, another object that will become more obvious are various feelings that arise. Sometimes pleasant feelings are predominant, and at other times unpleasant feelings. If we keep our mindfulness very sharp, we may even notice neutral feelings. Watching and noting on these three kinds of feelings is called Vedana-nupassana. Another common object for the new meditator is thought and the wandering mind. Under thought, we include the various ideas and planning that takes place. Noting on thought is called Citta-nupassana, which means seeing the mind clearly with the mind. The next phenomena that we can see through paying attention we call Dhamma-nupassana, and this is the observation of phenomena and processes which can include seeing, hearing, wanting, anger, etc. When we pay careful attention to these aforementioned objects of contemplation, namely the various physical characteristics and phenomena and feelings, thoughts, and the more general processes, we call it Vipassana. The purpose of mindfulness and Vipassana is to focus on real objects and their nature, nothing else. By nature, we refer to the three characteristics: the nature to arise and pass away, the unsatisfactory nature, and their uncontrollable nature. Thus, we are trying to experience and see directly the momentary phenomena, moment by moment, and in doing so, the ultimate nature of impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and uncontrollability will become clear. When we are able to pay attention to these primary objects and their characteristics, then this is what we mean by Vipassana. Let that suffice for the overview, and let's take a more detailed explanation of the sitting meditation. Usually, we sit cross-legged in the Burmese way. Here, You do not overlap one leg or another, but you keep them side by side, one slightly in front of the other. After that, you have to keep your back straight, followed by keeping your head in line with your back as well. That means your head is neither bending nor tilting up or down. After you set the position, as on the first day of meditation, you will begin with the 4 guardian meditations. These include reflection on the virtues of the Buddha, on sending metta, on the loathsomeness of the body, and reflections on death. The 4 guardian meditations are very important to do. As for the reflection of the virtue of the Buddha, you do not need to do many of them. Since you will be doing all 4 of the guardian meditations within 5 minutes, you will take about 1 minute for each guardian meditation. If you pick Arahan, the virtue of the Buddha, you will reflect how the Buddha had exterminated all of the defilements and was free from all wrongdoings, whether he was in front of others or whether he was alone. You may compare and contrast this way of living with your mind and the quality, and notice that the Buddha was unique in his level of integrity. Hence, you will see more obvious and outstanding qualities by reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha. Sending metta should be brief as well, and for reflecting on the unpleasant nature of the body and the disgusting nature of the contents of the body, it will help to reduce wrong view. If you only see the individual from parts from head to toe, in the way that if you were to take apart a car engine and look at the bolts and the pieces, then you will see there is really not much to be attached to. With the face itself, the eyes, the nose, the ears, notice how they look unpleasant and attractive and on an individually, and if you were to take them out of the face. If you view the body in this way, you will find it disgusting and your attachment will be reduced. The next guardian meditation is the reflection on death, and this is simply to recollect that we can die at any moment. Death is certain, life is uncertain. You will do these 4 guardian meditations for about 5 minutes. So, do you remember what we have talked about so far? To summarize, reflecting on virtues of the Buddha, sending metta or loving kindness, reflecting on the unpleasant and disgusting nature of the body, and reflecting on death. Reflecting on the Buddha virtues will make your mind calm and peaceful. Sending metta will make you feel safe from danger and protect you. Meditation on the loathsomeness will make you have fewer attachments to your body and give you the strength to deal with unpleasant sensations. And reflecting on death will give you the courage to strive on. There is no great pain like near death, and one day we will experience this separation from loved ones and physical suffering as well. So now, whatever suffering we may experience in this practice will give you more patience and courage to note unpleasant feelings. Thus, it is very beneficial to practice the 4 guardian meditations at the very first setting meditation you do in the day, and when you go and continue with your sitting and walking meditations, you do not need to do the 4 guardian meditations at each sitting or walking session. After you do the 4 guardian meditations, you will then redirect your attention to your abdomen and note rising as the abdomen rises and falling as the abdomen falls. Now, let's see the systematic method on sitting. When you sit, instead of sitting in the traditional cross-legged position, put one of your feet inside the bending of the other leg like this. So now they are side by side, without overlapping each other. For both male and female yogis should follow this method. This way you will have less pain due to the balancing of the leg and the body. Otherwise, you will start to feel pain in the leg. Look at the position of your body. The body weight is pressing directly on the buttocks, causing pain on the side of the buttocks that you're pressing. This will lead to pain on the foot also, creating a discomfortable situation for sitting. Thus, it is recommended to put the legs side by side, which helps create balance in the body weight and provide convenient sitting posture. Here, the convenient sitting posture means you will still experience pain, but it will be less and it will be more bearable. You may be able to bear up to 45 minutes rather than having pain during only 30 minutes of the sitting. This method of sitting is appropriate for intensive retreat. Now we are going to see the position for the hands. The hands will overlap each other, just like this. And tips of your thumbs should touch each other. There's no need to push forward, just touch them like this. Then keep your back straight, which means put your wrists here closer to your abdomen, not further in a forward position. It's important to check yourself. Make sure you are not bending forward. If you put your hands forward, your back will automatically be bending, and since the arms are supporting your body, you will soon be sleepy. In order to avoid this, you will have to keep your hands closer here, and keep your back straight. After this, keep your head straight. There are different types of vertebrae in your spine. If you bend your back, there will be pressure between each vertebrae, causing irregular blood flow to the nerves and to the brain. You will start to feel giddy and may not be able to see clearly what is happening in your mind and body. That may create some interruptions in the noting. Thus, it is important to keep the back straight here.